Hello everybody, we are back again with our hydration for the day. How are y'all doing? I'm fabulous. I am just gonna start by moisturizing. Any crazy screaming or anything crazy in the background, I apologize. We have a toddler who's been in quarantine for a while, and he, like many of us, is losing his shit. So we're gonna start off with our primer for the eyes. As always, the NYX Glitter Brilliance Primer. This stuff is amazing. Don't have to take it from me, you can get whatever you want. Since we are doing a full eye, we're gonna go with a little bit more primer than we normally do. So we're just gonna apply this to our eyelids and eyebrows and under eye. Little areas, little circles, you know, hitting them outer corners, making sure we get the whole eyelid, the eyebrows, extending that out, pulling that underneath the eye, inner corner, making sure you're getting all the areas you're gonna be putting your eyeshadow or any kind of powder on your face, anywhere near the eye area. If you do use any kind of foundation, this is not the primer for that. This is just for eyeballs, so I highly recommend that. So as always, I'm starting with my James Charles palette. So we're gonna start with our eyebrows. I always start with my eyebrows. You don't have to start with your eyebrows. I prefer to start with my eyebrows, and I'm using my angle brush because that's the best thing that I found to use for eyebrows. So I'm gonna start, make my line. I'm gonna try it a little bit different today. I'm just gonna fill my little hairs first, and then I'm gonna drag this out. And that's it, guys. Our eyebrows are done. Just kidding. Completely kidding. That would be a very interesting eyebrow. I mean, it could fit if you're looking for a much more eyeshadowed look, but we'll see what we're gonna go with today. Let's start going a little bit higher than the hair itself and pulling it outwards. Very light strokes. So you can see I'm kind of making that little point right there. Sometimes the primer will work and sometimes it won't work. If your skin is not clean, it's probably not gonna work. So it's been requested that I do like a mermaid look. I'm gonna go with this nice burnt orange. I'm just gonna very lightly dab my brush in it. You can see there's not a lot. And I'm just gonna put this on my crease bone and kind of distribute it before I actually rub it in. And in little circles, to kind of just blend that away. Now this is just to kind of help with the transition of color from your natural skin tone to a very crazy color. So if you feel like you need more, you can get like a little bit, but don't sit there like going in circles over and over, and take it as high as you feel like you should. I like to try and keep this as light as possible. I mean, strokes and shadow and everything, especially when I'm going to be going in with some deeper colors, but like I said, this just helps with the transition. So after I do this burnt orange, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this yellow, and I'm just gonna put it between this and my brow bone. And that's just gonna kind of help with the blending of everything, but I'm gonna put it directly on that burnt orange and bring everything up and out. The yellow is gonna be a lot easier for you because it's very light. So this kind of just helps, like I said, transition. So you want to make sure everything's blending nicely. You see that's not so harsh anymore. It's very soft, very smooth. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now we're gonna go in with a light blue. I actually have my Zulu palette as well, and I think I'm gonna go in with this this like aquamarine, like teal color. And I'm actually gonna go back in with my blending brush and I'm just gonna very lightly hit that. You see, very lightly. There is a very lightly, because if you put too much, it's gonna go all over the place and this is just gonna be a hot mess. So I'm gonna go back in the same area and kind of just push this around to get the pigment in that area. That way it's not so awkward. So now I'm going to pick up my Morphe M321 brush. This one is super amazing. I use this for like everything. I find that I can do my own makeup with just one brush. Not everybody can, not everybody can't. So it's up to you. You are the creator. I'm gonna go back in with that same blue from the Zulu. And I'm just gonna kind of hit the crease right here. And I'm just gonna blend this up a little bit different than what I'm capable of doing with the blending brush. I'm able to kind of make some deeper changes in my eyeshadow. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this bluish, like purple color. It looks like a glove. So like a violet, like a blue violet. I'm just gonna dab my brush in there and I'm gonna go and just put this in my crease. More blue when you put it on top of another blue, but it's a lot more purple when you put it on top of another purple, which is cool, and which is why I really like this color. I've just blended this up to that light blue I just put on. And you can see I kind of have like a greenish tint going on right here, so I might end up refining that a little bit later with one of my lime green colors. Maybe I'll end up putting that back over it. On to a really pretty purple. So this purple is going to go in the same spot right here. This is gonna be really pretty. And then we're just actually not gonna take that all the way in. I'm just kind of gonna do my outer corner. I'm just gonna pull this in. And for this, I'm gonna get my blending brush. And I'm just gonna blend these colors. I'm gonna go ahead, I think I'm gonna go in with this really pretty lavender color. And I think I'm just gonna put a little bit in here and see what that does. Just right, ooh, hello purple. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm very lightly moving this around to kind of drag this extra purple in so it doesn't look like it's misplaced. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my Morphe M507 brush, looks like this. And I'm gonna actually go in with this light green right here. I'm just gonna put that very lightly along this. The top of my eyeshadow, I'm just gonna dab it in a few spots. I'm gonna go back in with this beautiful purple right here. It's like a pinkish purple. It's more of a magenta. I should have said that. I apologize. But I'm gonna put more of this right here because I feel like I need that extra pop of color. And now I'm gonna go ahead and grab here. I'm actually gonna be using my highbrow. This is Benefit. This was actually in an eyebrow kit that I had. And I really like to use this as my concealer. I'm actually gonna start mapping out where I want my colors to sit. So keeping a relaxed eye, I'm just gonna put this where I want my line to start and stop. And I'm just gonna pull it down. I'm just kind of gonna dab the rest of this little area. This is actually really old. It's called Stars and Rockets. It's by MAC. It's broken and it's just a mess. I can't even open this anymore, but anyways, this is the color. So I'm actually gonna just put this in the middle corner of my eye, right in here, and then we're gonna blend in with a pretty pink down into a light blue. So I'm just gonna put this in here to start with. With this purple right here. This purple in this palette is a little bit difficult. It gets a little frustrating, but it lays really pretty on top of that highbrow stuff that I just put on my eyelids. So that's kind of why I keep using it. It's a really pretty purple. I do really enjoy this color. So I'm gonna go in with this purple from the Zulu Juvia's palette, and I'm gonna place that, grab this in this outer corner where I put that nice like magenta. I'm going to actually go back in with some more blue because it's not as blue as I want it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go, am I just messing this up? This blue right here, I really like that blue too because it's like really pigmented and it kind of just fits every node. So I'm just gonna lightly put this here. And there is that. So now we move on to the bottom of the eye. So since I did mostly blues and purples up here, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the greens, and I'm gonna start on the bottom. So I'm gonna grab, sorry, I should have done this first. I'm gonna grab this green right here, and I'm just gonna start packing it in at the bottom right here. Ooh, hello, shimmer. And like I said, sometimes funny faces are necessary. So now I'm gonna go in and put this deeper green right over that. You see how much richer? That would not have been that rich if I would have just done it by itself. So that is why I put that other green on first. After you're done doing that, I'm gonna grab the lighter green right here. And I'm just gonna blend the two together. So I like to get creative and put like fun highlight colors, which is really just fucking eyeshadow, because who needs to go spend $45 on highlight when you have a whole ass palette that can make your own shit at home? What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna grab the brush that I typically use for my highlight, which is this little guy right here, the M431. This guy is great. I'm actually gonna grab a blue. I'm gonna grab this blue right here. Blue is nice on my brush. I'm just gonna dab it, very lightly pull over the areas that I wanna cover. And then I'm actually gonna go in with the same purple that I used here, which is gonna be this one. And that's just gonna be very lightly scattered throughout the eyebrow. And now I'm gonna grab more of a white, which is this one, and I'm gonna put it more toward the inner corner of my eyebrow. Very little bit, because this one's really pigmented, so I'm just gonna whoop. I have my water, you can kind of see that, and I just very lightly dip the end of the brush in there, nothing more. I don't know if you can kind of see that. And then I do like to dab it off on something, so just lightly tap it and roll it. So if this was a paper towel, you would be tapping and rolling to get most of that moisture off, but you're not really pushing, you're just gently letting it roll. And then we're going back in with the same blue, and then I'm just gonna do this and then pop it right in here. And we have these, they're already pre-used, so I don't have some fancy little box to open them from this time. However, I will be using my Duo quick dry lash glue. This stuff is really great. It typically dries immediately. Anyway, so what you're gonna do is you're just gonna apply this to the lash line. I'm just going to go ahead and center this with my eye and stick it on. Try and avoid touching your bottom lashes as much as possible. That is still something I personally struggle with. Occasionally they'll get stuck together and sometimes they won't. And then obviously if you don't have hair like mine and you have really cute hair and you can actually do something with it, by all means sis, get that done, smack her into where she going. But other than that, this is the finished product. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys had a great time watching the video and we'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Thank you.